What's good, Jake Paulers? I thought a couple things, you know? I was like, the mic is new. My highlight is popping. So let's film something, you know? I'm gonna go hop on Instagram and find something to talk about to make this filming worthwhile. See you in a sec. Wow, just has like my Antonio Garza cosplay. Tonight, I'm bringing it back, old school. I'm doing a classic anti-haul, not a chatting about new product releases, an anti-haul. The releases are starting to snowball as we get closer to the holiday season, so which means there's a big surplus of stuff that I have no personal interest in. The first thing I want to talk about is this rumored Supreme lipstick. I say rumored because I googled it today and there's no sign of a release date anywhere on the internet as far as I can tell, and most of the articles that were written about it were published at the end of July or August, and it's a whole September, folks, so I don't know when or if this is coming out. The concept of it, though, is what matters more because it's gotten people talking about buying stuff just for the brand label, which is a conversation that comes up all the time in the beauty community. It's just a red lipstick in a fancy package. If you're a Supreme stan, maybe find something else to stan, because I feel like all that's really gonna do in the long run is hurt your pocket. What's kept this release on my mind is the fact that I feel like if this had been released in like 2012, it would have banged. I was, for reference, around 18 in 2012. I turned 18 in 2012. I was a high school student and I loved Supreme. Supreme was super popular. I spent every single night on Tumblr and I would scroll through my dashboard and I would see so many edits of Supreme, the Supreme label edited onto things that had nothing to do with Supreme, like pictures of Ariana Grande or like pictures of swag couples. Let me know if you like real OG Tumblr and you remember swag couples. Oh my God. People loved Supreme in 2012. I loved Supreme, and I also was first getting into makeup and I loved red lipstick. So if I had seen this on Tumblr, which obviously that's where it would have been, I would have been like, oh my God, this is so perfect. I can ask for this for Christmas and then I can wear it to school. When I walk into pre-calculus, everyone's gonna be like, oh my God. It's just funny. If it ever actually gets released, don't buy it. Of course not. The YouTube beauty community has been buzzing minorly a little bit about the upcoming Urban Decay holiday release. The Elements palette. I've been seeing a whole bunch of people share their opinions about it and I don't have any strong ones. I sure don't. I don't know if I like these colors together. It's interesting, but it's not that interesting. Wow, that was so helpful. Probably have such clarity of mind now about whether or not you're gonna buy that. Thanks, Anissa. Thus concludes my opinions on the first of two Urban Decay palettes we'll talk about today. The second one is the Cherry palette that my good Judy LS Carmen Sandiego'd out of the deep recesses of Instagram, and then it turned out to be legit. This palette is interesting to me because it seems like it's Urban Decay taking a second strike at making the Back Talk palette, because Back Talk didn't do super well because the formula of it was bad. The array of light and mid-toned pink tones in this palette are what are giving me those teas, what is giving me that mood, what's delivering me those vibes, the summer vibes. I'm not super keen on buying it because when Back Talk was like being released and being teased, I was very into it. I had duped out the shades from it that interested me with singles from ColourPop. Whenever I see something that's like largely warm pink tones like this now, I'm just like, well, it's not wildly necessary for me to purchase, so I'm just gonna pass on it. Also, this palette has the same issue that essentially every single Naked palette except for maybe the Naked Heat has had for me, which is that the first like 5 shades look way too light for my skin. Not in the sense that I don't think any of them will show up on me. There are swatches done on a person of color, an arm of color in this post, and they're visible. I know that I'm not going to use them. Also, this is just a personal thing. I hate the outer packaging. So recently, a couple of you sweet sisterins have alerted me to the fact that there is a new launch from my mortal enemy, which is Fenty Beauty. I say that because Fenty Beauty is kind of at the top of my list of a brand that I really, really want to support, but they keep releasing things that I don't like. Not to make it about me, but it's about me. And speaking of making it about me, I feel like this release from Fenty is specifically targeting me. Miss Fenty is releasing a new shade of the gloss bomb. This one's called Diamond Milk. It's like a platinum pearl. I don't know how many of my videos you guys may have seen, but I feel like I mention on a semi-frequently basis that I did buy the original Fenty Glow Gloss Bomb, and I appreciated it. I appreciated its packaging. I hated the taste of it, but that's another thing. But I just wanted it to be a little bit darker, because on my particular lips, it just looked like a sheer gloss with some glitter in it. And so I've been saying for a calendar year at this point, because the original Fenty launch was last September, gosh, I sure do hope that one day Miss Fenty releases a darker shade of this. And then, on the anniversary of the release, she releases a lighter shade. Like, I don't know, like, what I did to annoy Rihanna so much, but like, I'm sorry. I won't do it again. Hold on. And I just needed to take some time to just like talk about this and like tell you guys how I feel. And I'm so sorry that I like retweeted those things. I want Rihanna to know that this is about me. Like, I want her to be mad at me and not send like death threats to my cats. Like my cat, my 10-year-old cat. I'm not really that angry. I just really wanted a darker shade of the gloss bomb. I would have just gotten past the taste of it, even though it does taste gross. But like, really? It's just funny in like a cosmic torture way, that's all, you know? Let's continue. Too Faced is coming out with a gingerbread palette, which I think is... Oh no, that is how the palette. Okay, I thought it was maybe just the unit carton, but no, the palette also has that very mature font and cookie on it. Wait, is that the same gingerbread man from Shrek? I think that the outer packaging of this is kind of too cutesy. Whatever, you know, I'm just being a cynical wench. I actually do enjoy the colors in this palette. I love that pink up top. I love that it's got this fun array of like purpley toned shimmers and that olive shimmer over there. I'm questioning the fact that there's not actually a great selection of matte browns in here, which is so funny because matte brown is like the one thing that everyone in the beauty community is like,
enough. Everyone has 5,000 matte brown eyeshadows at this point. Branch out.
and this is like the one palette that it makes sense to have like an array of matte browns, and it doesn't have that. I think that's a little funny. Again, in a cosmic way. I'm not gonna buy this just because I'm suspicious about Too Faced's eyeshadow formula. I don't want my first experience with Too Faced to be like a full-priced holiday release, you know? I want my first time with Too Faced to be special, you know? Gross. Okay. Becca Cosmetics is out here snatching the award for packaging that looks the most like something that I would want to hang on my wall. Hello. This row all the way to the right that's like gold, bronze, blue, give me that trio. And that gray next to it, give me a quad. The rest of the palette, we don't know her. But the outer packaging and those 4 shades I just talked about, stunning. Absolutely stunning. For me. God damn, whoever designed that packaging. Whoever like chose to use like a volcanic pond like that as the introduction. Introduction? Was I trying to say inspiration? Perchance learn what words mean, sis. That might be helpful for your channel. They are a visionary. Promote them, Rebecca Cosmetics. Love that mood. Like that mood is honestly fam. That mood is bae fam. Elf Cosmetics. It's got a little palette out. A little opposites attract palette. And I feel like this is one of those palettes that has 2 shades that everyone like is really fascinated by, and it makes the entire palette look really cool. The 2 shades I'm talking about are the ones on the bottom row, the purple easygoing and that like deep teal wise. According to the swatches in this picture, they look pretty great. Now, I mean, from the perspective of a brown individual, I never tend to take swatches that are done on a fair arm as gospel because melanin will rise up and show you when the pigmentation is not actually there. Melanin will be like, excuse me, smoke and mirrors. Here's what it actually looks like. I did post about this in my Instagram story and I had some people be like, Elf's eyeshadow formula is like, eh. I need you to know that my face is not as ugly as my lighting makes it seem like it is. I look okay. Okay, there's nothing that I can say about the canceled Von D Fetish palette that isn't as funny as the way it was described by my friends Georgia Harris and Lacey of Spooky Lips and Fat Hips on their Half Cousins podcast. This looks like a big Oreo from hell filled with chiclets. I guess if anything, I can give Kathleen Von Don't Vaccinate Those Kids credit for coming up with a new color scheme that is entirely different from the Saint and Sinner palette. I guess you have a lot of time on your hands when you're busy not listening to reason. So good for her. Golf claps for Catherine. Catherine? Kathleen? What is her name? Kat Von. Don't expect your sales to ever look like how they did before this whole thing popped off, sis. Catherine. Catherine Von, don't you wish you just stayed quiet and not torpedoed your own brand awareness? Let's move on. Oh, let's look at some indie things. Indie mood. What the frick is good? Oh, that's right. Strobe Cosmetics has a new palette out. Wait, this is an anti-haul. I want that palette. Never mind.
Okay guys, that's it. Thank you for watching my anti-haul. I hope you enjoyed this video. Before you leave, I'm going to need you to do a quick favor for me. If you could go ahead and have an amazing day for me, that would be tingly. And please consider subscribing to my channel. Thanks again for watching. Bye.
Great.